What's up, guys, and welcome to another installment of For the Greater.
We're gonna answer your guys' questions today, so let's get started with the first question you guys left. Now I guess before we begin, let me correct this. I feel like it's tipped over. There you go. Okay. So before we begin, please comment down below, and if you have any questions for us to answer next week, we answer anything. To just comment down below. So let's start.
Alright, Rodney Stillwell says, you gotta fight for your right to war.
That's really good. Next question.
The Turbinator says, you guys are the biggest trolls ever. When I wrote my comment, I was being sarcastic. Seriously, what the fuck is the name of your background music?
Wouldn't you like to know?
And then he goes on and says, no, I was talking about the music used in this video.
On this video, it's gonna be, there's a link in the comments or in the video description below, also called the doobly-doo. Scroll all the way at the bottom. It's gonna have a biz, I think it's biz20.biz, and that is a website to the artist who actually does the music that we use. So they're all beats. You could also just type in biz20 beats on YouTube and you'll find the guy. The guy is super dope. But yeah. Next question.
Ryan James says, hell yeah.
Sorry.
He says, hell yeah. You guys ever go into the Dice Dojo?
Dice Dojo? What's that?
Sounds fun.
I don't know what that is, man.
Bruce Jackson says, Necrons can convert any race into a Necron warrior, and that's still 9/10 of the race sleeping.
Exactly. Right?
That's, yeah.
Yeah?
You're not wrong. But yeah. I still think Chaos will win.
Oh, pertaining to that, yeah, Chaos would win. Even though, like, well, technically it was the Necrons who created those, it was the Necrons who created what would become the Cadian gates for the Eye of Terror to stop expanding. So, I guess you're kinda, you guys come up with good points, but yeah, Chaos I think would still win. I got the thing up, so now let me... Angus Brown says, for the Greater War! What country are you guys from? I just can't tell what accents you have. We from the greatest... Does he say... Oh, he said city. Oh no, he said country.
Yeah, country.
Well, we are from the US of A. And we come from the city of the frozen sun. You're supposed to say, walk like warriors, we were never told to run. Say it.
Walk like warriors, we were never told to run.
Alright, yeah. From the US.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Panda Bomb, he says, not sure if it's canonical, but I remember reading a portion of the old 54mm minigame, not sure what it was called, Inquisitor? Anyway, it mentioned that the fluff of the Emperor could be brought back to life, but the High Lords refused to due to warp travel no longer being possible. Another great video, guys.
Thank you. And yeah, that's actually something, well, I don't know where that's coming from, or I've never heard that, but that would make sense because it is the Emperor who guides all the astropaths when they go into the warp. Without him, warp travel would be kind of like, I don't know, walking around in a house you don't know and that is constantly changing, and you're blind, deaf, and have no feet or arms. So yeah, it would make sense. And then the High Lords are shady. They wouldn't want the Emperor to come back, because if the Emperor comes back, they lose a lot of their power. Rodney Stillwell says, I love you guys' videos. I love your guys' videos. They are very informative. Thank you. And as I've said before, I don't get to game because I don't know how, LOL. And no one here plays it, LOL. I love the books and the games. Yeah, man, for a very long time, I was the only person still collecting Warhammer 40k. Of course, I didn't play it because this guy didn't want to play it because he had a girlfriend. And, everybody else was like, bleh. But just keep going, man. If you enjoy painting, if you enjoy modeling, if you enjoy the lore, keep doing what you're doing, man.
That's right. Brandon Wrightstone says, the warp most definitely beats the force. Demons and fire-breathing wizards beat people just moving stuff with their mind any day. But Darth Vader would win because of his lightsaber.
Well, no. Because in this universe, every warp entity has the force within them. Because the force is within everything. So in a way, it's like you're saying a whale is stronger than the water. Without the water, there is no whale.
Well, there's a whale. It's just gonna be dead.
It's just gonna be dead, yeah. Peter Coleman says, you guys ever consider doing a podcast and or doing fan-made fluff videos?
Yes and yes, right?
Yes, yeah. We tried doing a podcast when the channel first came out. It was called Forcing It Podcast, but that didn't go anywhere because we talked about rape a lot.
It's like I was never in those podcasts.
No, you
It was
weren't.
the old lady and this guy here.
Yeah, because
well, I was gonna say this real quick.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what topic you guys talked about,
It wasn't me, though.
It always reared its head back into rape.
But okay, so before originally there was 3 of us, and then me and the other member, his name was the old lady 08. We started it, and like you said, regardless of what we talk about, it seemed like we always talked about rape.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't because of me. But I would love to create another podcast. I just have to figure out how to put that stuff on a platform without it taking up too much space. Because right now, like if we were to record a session for an hour, rendering that, even if I got rid of the video, it would take forever and it would just take up a lot of space on my computer. So I'm trying to figure out how to get just the voice and do it that way. And what was the other question?
The fluff, our own fluff.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing our own fluff. We are fans, and we will make video fluff.
Yes. Noah Campbell says he thinks Necrons would win. No blood except for flayers. No pleasures. All you got is corrosion of armor and magic doing stuff. Also, thanks for noticing me. Also, great orc advice. I'm working on a WA by myself. And then Daniel replies to that by saying, Necron weapons destroy molecules. Chaos is evil, and they can do weird shit. But if a motherfucking undying supernatural robot skeleton shoots a demon in the head with a gun that literally erases it, well, you get the picture.
Yeah, but how much of the warp actually exists? You don't know. So yes, people are saying that Necrons, there's billions upon billions of Necrons, but how many warp demons are there? They could just appear from thin air.
And it's like if you kill them in the material world, they'll just go back to the warp and come back again.
So the same thing as the Necrons. So Chaos versus Necrons is a good battle.
It's an eternal war.
Yeah. Dab Bank says, you might think that Sigmar looks cool, but if you look at original Chaos Warriors or Chaos Knights or all the crazy monsters, your minds will be changed. I wasn't too impressed with the old fantasy knights and stuff like that. Maybe because I don't really like the aesthetic of knights in shiny, your traditional knights. They don't look cool. These guys, though, these Space Marine half-breed things, those are awesome.
I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Skaven look cool, Lizardmen look cool.
I don't like the dwarves.
Yeah, dwarves are but yeah, that's our input. That's what we have to say. Next.
Arian Kiris says, do you play Dawn of War? If yes, what is your favorite army?
We did play Dawn of War. We played the first one, the second one. Did we ever play the third one?
I didn't.
Which one was the third one? Was that the one where it changed
Soulstorm?
Completely? Yeah, that's the one that it changed completely.
Yeah.
So it wasn't what was it, an MMO RPG?
Yeah, no, it was just an RPG. I don't know.
But either way, yes, we played the first and the second one. We didn't play the third one, and it was really fun because we would get together in the middle of the night, and this was back when dial-up Well,
Yeah,
we still
had
had
we had
dial-up. So we would have to play at the middle of the night so that our parents they didn't have to worry about calls coming in or whatever. And then we would play, and if our dial-up would get disconnected, or if somebody needed to use the phone, we would call each other and be like, hey, I gotta get off. Wait, no, we wouldn't call each other.
No, we type it. We
type it.
We didn't have Facebook back then.
No, we
It was
didn't.
MySpace.
It was MySpace, okay. But yes, we did play it, and it was amazing. I played Orcs.
I played Tau.
I really like Space Marines though, because I used to use the apothecary, so you could be like, apothecary here.
Yeah, I like putting mines everywhere. So
Yeah.
that anytime you came close to my base, you just blow up. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, Pavi B says, really? Vader could kill Abaddon. You do realize his sword can cut through reality, and he's supported by all the 4 Chaos Gods? I know it's a nerd rant, but come on, it's just so ridiculous to say something like that. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, it'd be a good fight. I feel like it would be.
Yeah, maybe. But like, that's cheating, right?
What? The
'Cause, like,
Chaos Gods?
Yeah, because he's like the Chaos Gods, they're gonna come in there and they're gonna do whatever they do. And then Darth Vader's Darth Vader, he's all by himself. I guess the problem with that is that Warhammer 40k is so fantastical, I guess. So I don't know. I feel Star Wars is more realistic than Warhammer 40k. I mean, they're both really not realistic, but because they're fiction. But like Star Wars, it seems more legit. Like you shoot a stormtrooper, he dies. You shoot a Marine, or you shoot a Chaos Marine, and in the books, like they're supposed to live forever or whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably just gonna trigger more rants. I don't know.
Keep the comments coming.
Yeah.
Oh, and Fu says, can you do a video on typhus? Yes, I can.
Yes. The Blazers fan 22 says, Avec, please, One Mind Syndicate, leader of the Dark Eldar. Sure, we'll look into it.
Mike Seymour says, I would love to know about the least described abhuman race in 40k, Felinids. Do they have a defense force, like the Blood Paws or the Void Lions, Space Pouncers, etc.?
I do not know about felines.
Feline, I don't know, but we'll look into it.
Yes. Michael Hoot says, I really want to get into 40k thanks to you guys. What model tools would you recommend using? Alright, so buy everything from like Menards, Home Depot, basically. Don't buy stuff from hobby stores because they're usually more expensive than just buying it from like a hardware store.
Yeah.
But you're gonna need your
Super glue,
box cutter,
Yeah.
just a regular blade. If you have the little pinchers, get pinchers. What else do we use? A cutting board.
Cutting boards, paints.
Buy paint at like. I mean, you don't have to go crazy. Just look around. Is there a difference between the cheap Amazon and the real expensive tools on GW site? No. Is there a better price medium you'll recommend? Like we said,
Yeah.
hardware store. Go to the hardware store.
LTLM says, thanks for answering my question. He lives in Wales. And new question, does this High Fleet Basilisk, does that sound cool?
Yes. Amazing.
Yes.
Because Basilisk, like when you think of Basilisk, you think of like this giant,
Like a Leviathan.
yeah, like a big machine thing. And you got to remember that all those high fleets are named after, or they're named by the Imperium. We don't really know what they're called. So they're given those names for a reason. So, you know, find the definition of Basilisk and make sure that the high fleet that you have has characteristics of the definition of Basilisk. That would make it super awesome.
Yeah.
Devin the Nerf Warrior, when did you guys announce the Land Raider winner? On Monday. We did it on Monday.
Yeah.
It was Maria Moreno. It didn't come up when it came out.
But it was in the description.
It was in the description, yeah.
Miazgul Tharaka.
I see what you did.
Gork and Orc were made from orc feelings, so it means that they are gods of chaos and orcs are worshipping chaos. I don't think so.
No. We'll just leave it at that. Nah. Hans Mueller, I want to hear you speak German.
Wo wohnst du? Ich wohne die Ecke. That means, where do you live? I live around the corner.
He doesn't live around the corner.
I don't. That guy Why does everybody hate the Ultramarines?
Because the Ultramarines are like vanilla.
They're just plain old Marines.
And if you really listen to the lore, like they're the ones who wanted to put more restrictions on Space Marines after the Horus Heresy, which makes sense. But at the same time, it makes sense why every other chapter would hate them, because it's like, what gave you guys the authority to become the authority? What makes your chapter better than the Space Wolf chapter, better than the Blood Angels chapter, or whatever? But yeah. And Rodney Stillwell, oh, LOL, I've told you guys before, I was a combat nurse with the Marines. I was reading about orcs, LOL. They used to call
him Doc.
They used to call me Doc, LOL. So when I found out about Pain Boys, I laughed. LOL, Mad Doc. Yeah, that's cool, man. I think that's always awesome when, like, you take your hobby, or you take the lore of Warhammer 40k specifically, and you implement it in your own life, and you think like that guy right there, he's a Gretchen, because I say he's a Gretchen.
Because he's weak and...
But that's cool, man, and thanks for your service.
That's right.
And those are the questions for this week. Please comment down below on anything that you guys would like us to answer next week. And with that said, this was Gursh1.
Sound Alchemist, signing out.